So welcome everyone to the Ask Me Anything Smart Couple show / podcast where we answer your important relationship questions. And I am still buzzing from the graduation weekend of the relationship school with some of you. And man, it's ridiculous, right? What a time we had together. Okay, so how it goes is I read the question, I answer the question. If you got something similar, you chime in. So Jeff from Florida, what's up? How can a couple grow together and be truly happy if one of the parties has some underlying personal issues? You know what I'm going to say about this, don't you? And Jeff, you don't have issues? How can a couple grow together and be truly happy if one of the parties has underlying issues? Guys, you know what I'm going to say? Like, we all have issues. I remember my friend Derek and I, an old climbing partner of mine, we used to be out climbing and talking about women and, our women challenges. And there'd be someone I was dating or he was dating, and our first question was like, does she have issues? As if her having issues was a problem. And it was for me back then, because if she had issues, I didn't want to deal with them because I wasn't dealing with my issues. Right? In fact, there was a song, there's some song from some band in the 80s. I got issues, yeah, like I miss you. I don't know how the song goes, but it's something like that. So we had this kind of running joke, and it sounds, Jeff, like you are like I used to be, where you think that if someone has issues, you're like, yeah, I don't know if this relationship's going to work. So here's the thing. If you are dealing with someone that doesn't have issues, run the other direction. If they claim they don't have any issues, well, you got a lot of issues, from your past. I don't. No, man, your shit stinks too. And you've got lots of issues. You're just in denial, or they're buried, or they're unconscious to you. That's all. And I guarantee you, if you stayed in that relationship long enough, she'd see your issues. And there'd be a lot of them. So we all have issues. You, me, everyone, 100% of the people have issues. We got issues, guys. Oh no. But here at the Smart Couple podcast and in the relationship school, having issues is the deal, is the path. When you have issues, you know what to work on. You know where you're headed, and you know what you've got to deal with. You know where your insecurities are, you know where your trigger points are, and you become slowly empowered because you start facing your issues. Think about the person that really genuinely thinks they don't have issues. How would it be to be in a relationship with that person? No thanks. I would not want to be in a relationship with who I used to be. I would be a pain in the ass. So, Jeff, just educating you here. And then he goes on to just say a few things. And I want to read this part too, because there's more to say here. My situation erupted the other night. I sent in the question to you, and I ended up with my wife being arrested for physically attacking me. She's got issues. Yeah. And you've got issues, or you wouldn't have drawn in a person like that into your life. I spent the day yesterday speaking with friends and family, writing to you. This is helping me sort through some issues and thoughts. Even you're admitting you've got some issues and thoughts, right? My wife and I have been listening to Jason's podcast as well as others, and have read many books. In my particular case, I think there's some alcohol issues involved that exacerbate some anger management issues. So in my particular case, I think you're saying I have some alcohol issues and some anger management issues. I think you're saying that, which is awesome if you are saying that about yourself, because you're taking responsibility for your issues, which is outstanding. I know these are tough areas and not Jason's expertise. However, I think my question could be an important issue to dive into to help people that may be in my situation to identify their individual problems and seek to have them corrected. I believe that a person has to be happy with themselves before they can be happy in a relationship. Nope. Disagree. So you and I are at odds there, Jeff. It's through relationship that we find our fulfillment. And, I just got done leading this relationship school. And you know what the vast majority of the feedback was at the end in terms of what people got out of the course? It's through this course, through relationship, that I feel better about myself. I feel more loving and I like myself and I appreciate myself more. How did that happen? Did they just go in a cave and meditate to get that? To try to get okay with themselves before they go back into a partnership? No. They got that way through relationship and their triggers and their issues and dealing with them. That's how they gained self-confidence, self-understanding. You get to see where your blind spots are, where your insecurities are, so that you can accept and learn how to embrace yourself. Yeah? Amazing. It's amazing shit here. So no, you don't get happy with yourself before you enter a relationship. That is total bullshit. Please do not listen to people that tell you that. And I used to tell people that. Yeah, you got to be okay with yourself before you enter a relationship. Good luck. You're never going to feel okay with yourself 100%. It's not going to happen in a relationship or out of one. And the fast track is actually to be in one and in relationship with your family and friends if you're single, so that you can deal with yourself and your stuff that comes up in relationship with other people. You want your issues out on the table as much as you can, because then you have choice. When they're under the table and underground and blind to you, you don't have a choice. You're just reacting, right? And you're from your habits and blind spots. Okay, in general, most relationship help has to assume that one of us is relatively stable and coherent mind. You're assuming like this is like you're up here and your partner's down here. Like, I'm the stable one, you're unstable. Now, granted, I'll give you this, that over the course of a relationship, sometimes one partner goes down. They're going through a crisis of some kind and the other partner is more stable. Yes, that happens throughout the lifespan of a relationship. And it's sometimes where one partner is really showing up for the other partner and supporting them for a year, 2 years, whatever. That can happen. But over the course of the arc of a relationship, you want it to be mutual. And now you're going through a hard time and I'm here to support you. And the roles sometimes flip. But regardless, we both have each other's backs, When one or both persons has some sort of dysfunctional behavior, self-growth kind of goes out the window. No, it doesn't. When you have a dysfunctional behavior, all it takes is you got to have personal responsibility. You got to be, number one, aware of it, and number two, be willing to do something about it. That is workable. So that can be an unstable mind, that can be dysfunctional behavior, that can be alcoholism, that can be porn addiction, that can be whatever. But if you're aware of it and you take responsibility that you have a problem there or an issue, bingo, we're in business. Now it's time that we can deal with it, right? So Jeff, I'm not sure where your study of human beings comes from, but I'm just hopefully giving you an upgrade here. In a situation where a couple is trying to utilize your tools as well as other tools, the tools can become weapons used in a manipulative way. Okay, go back and listen to the podcast I did with the personality hacker folks, Joel and Antonio. They talked about using personal growth as weapons. Sure, that can happen. But again, you're talking about a totally different thing here. Initially, you were talking about you can only have a good relationship if one person, if you both have no issues, basically is what I heard. And now you're talking about you both kind of have issues, and now you're talking about using personal growth tools as weapons. So I think we're somewhere else, so I'm not going to go into that. But obviously, the statement I'll make is, please don't use psychology tools and personal growth tools to hurt someone intentionally. That's just like ludicrous and dumb. So we here at the Smart Couple podcast, we aim to work on ourselves to support and challenge our partner into becoming who they are, using our issues separately and our issues together. Okay, there you have it, Jeff. So remember, bottom line, we all have issues, And it's really about just taking responsibility for them and working on them that makes a good relationship. It doesn't matter how big your issues are. They can be, as my teacher Trungpa Rinpoche says, anything is workable. And workable doesn't mean you have to stay in an abusive relationship. So we're not talking about that. That doesn't mean you, oh, okay, I got to stay and work on this because Jason said so, even though I'm getting hit every day or shamed every day. No, for you, the work is get the hell out. That's work. That's working on yourself to get to the point where you can extract yourself. So please don't misunderstand me there. All right, here's your action step, okay, per Jeff's question. Identify your biggest relationship issue and then tell the closest person in your life about it so that you don't have to pretend like you don't have any relationship issues. Why do that? So that you can go work on the issue. And if you're with someone who you think they have issues or more issues than you do, tell them that directly to their face and then ask them for feedback. Honey, what do you think my issues are? You might both be agreeing in a story that you're the only one with issues. But I can tell you right now, if I spent time with you, we'd be able to see the other person's issues. And most of the time, it's going to be some kind of enabling, perfectionistic, denial type stuff, right? Covering over a lot of issues. All right. Okay. Thanks, Jeff, for your question. Keep bringing the questions, guys. These are awesome. They help me help you. You can always email us directly or go to the Ask Jason part of the website, jasongaddis.com/askjason, and you can leave a question right there, a voice question, which are always kind of fun, right? Cool. We'll see you soon.